not much camping, just barely 4 days. What are you doing to ensure that, camping really happens so that we can predict this, victories and all of that? And what are your expectations from the Commonwealth at Birmingham?
My experience, a lot of things come in play when you talk about getting podium performance. It's not just camping. You must also watch very closely not to burn out the athletes. You talk about camping, you talk about competitions, you talk about nutrition, you talk about rest period. A lot of things come into play. Some of it very scientific. So it goes beyond camping. You could have camping for 50 days, for 10 weeks, and yet not get podium performance. So we worked in concert with our athletes, look at our programs, talk with their coaches, their technical advisors. And I think that what's important is that the performance and the output that we get out there. So we've been able to work with all of those, the handlers. And that's why the campaign we had, don't also forget, back to back, the national trials. Some of them had some other competitions. We just had to manage it to make sure that we don't also tie them down, because competitions matter. That's what really sharpened their skills. When they're in camp, they're just basically in camp training every day. With one another doesn't bring out the very sharp competition you want out of them.
But how can we bring back the glory days? What exactly do you have in store in terms of strategy and planning to ensure that Nigeria's athletics, goes back to the glory days?
Well, thank you very much. I think what happened is for a while we departed from that pipeline of finding these talents very young, developing them, giving them a gestation period over time, and then just unleashing them on the world stage. We've seen in the last 3 or 4 years, we've seen a deliberate effort of finding these talents very young and also working with them, especially at the federation level. You'll recall that when we went to Kenya, Nairobi,